let's talk about Flippy.
Flippy update.
Do you want fries with that?
Flippy is our colloquial name for the disembodied robot arms that are taking our jobs, enslaving our children, and flirting with our spouses. We use talking about Flippy as a way to explore all the new, fun, and exciting ways that robots are taking over the world and how there's nothing we can do about it. Today, well, Gons, someone might say that Flippy truly has captured our hearts.
Sure, yeah.
Some might say Flippy is the lifeblood of Canary Cry NewsTalk. Some might say lots of things, but Daily Beast here says future robots might come with a fake heart that pumps blood. Ooh, spooky. There's a bit of an obsession in robotics to create machines that can mimic the physiology and behavior of living things. And that includes giving them bodies that have parts that function like living tissue and organs. I might add, why? Why are we obsessed with this? But okay. Well, eat your non-existent heart out, Tin Man. Researchers from Cornell University and the U.S. Army Research Laboratory just developed an elastic, deformable pump that functions like an animal's heart, essentially allowing some robots to putter around with a circulatory system. The new breakthrough is reported in the paper published this week in PNAS. I cannot believe I just said that out loud. That is literally the acronym. I had not said that out loud. I just read it before. It is PNAS.org. It is, what is that an acronym for? They tricked me. Is this Adam Carolla tricking me?
No. I'm trying to go to the bottom of the website. The Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, PNAS.
The Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. Oh my gosh, Adam Carolla got me again. All right, so
this whole thing.
The Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences.
Anatomical reference, but okay.
What let's bad continue. Acronym.
It's horrible.
Name it that?
Where's their PR people?
Is this a joke?
They probably thought it was a good idea. They're probably like,
punked?
I don't know. Okay, continue.
Okay, back to the Flippy update.
Yeah, continue.
The new breakthrough is reported in a new paper published this week in the Proceedings, the National Academy of Sciences. Quote.
I don't think that was...
Is that fake? It looks real. The whole thing is real. There's no other satire I can find on the website. No, there's a whole...
Okay, if it is satire... I mean, the website, pnas.org. I mean, we're looking at the magneto-hydrodynamic levitation for high-performance flexing pumps.
Yeah, so there's no other jokes. The only joke is the acronym.
If you're making this joke, somebody put a lot of energy and effort into making this thing look real.
That is so funny. Who knows? Hilarious. Maybe they are getting me. But, quote, we've had robot blood that we published from our group, and now we have robot hearts. Rob Shepard, a Cornell engineer who helped lead the new research, said in a press release. Quote, the combination of the two will make more lifelike machines. You're probably asking, as I am right now, why on earth would we want to give machines a circulatory system, considering that it's often a liability for human beings and other living things on the planet? But not all robots are made of metal and wire. Scientists are interested in developing soft robots that are made of squishy materials, allowing them to move around and navigate in strange and extreme environments with flexibility and adaptability, or assist in more practical applications like the medical care and rehabilitation of patients. The circulatory system can help soft robots store energy and power their limbs to move around and actually execute specific complex tasks. The new pump is elastic and flexible thanks to its silicone composition, etc., etc., etc. Ooh, here's the fun part. A magnetic core inside the pump's tube is submerged in a specialized fluid that stiffens when exposed to a magnetic field. It's ferrofluid. It's black goo.
Black goo.
Keeping the core centered and sealed. Changes in the magnetic field help move the core to push fluids around, creating the function of a pumping heart. Emulating the biology of animals is harder than it looks, though, which is a funny sentence. It just means becoming God is harder than it looks. While the researchers say the pump can operate at pressures 100 times better than what previous experiments have found, it's still 10 times lower in performance than higher-end pumps. That might confer more practical capabilities for a soft robot. Still, the deformability of the pump means it could be tailored for many different kinds of robots. We're not so distant from a future where blood and guts become a normal part of robots' insides. So this Flippy update really speaks for itself. You've got a whole new opportunity for the uncanny valley, which is making robots so close to lifelike that it is unsettling and it makes you sort of homicidal towards them. And the reasons to create a robot heart. Look, we've been reading about technology and robotics and medical things, lots of things for a long time. And they always have a reason. They always have a reason to do the things they do. But it turns out, realistically, a lot of times they're just doing it to see if they can. And this idea that we must make robots so lifelike, they also need to have blood and a heart, is powerful sociologically. You know, because once you have something that has a heart, even just linguistically, at least in English and many other Latin-based languages, you know, heart isn't just the pumping muscle, but it is also the soul, or it is the feelings, the personhood of the robot. And we often look at Flippy in the sort of social engineering, or the news of Flippy in the social engineering aspect. And if it became in part of the normal parlance of robots to talk about it having a heart and things like this, very powerful linguistic tool to normalizing the personhood of robots. Yeah. And this is interesting too, because it is sort of that modern day addressing of the Wizard of Oz Tin Man situation. And there's no, other than, see, I was waiting for some kind of practical application to have some kind of circulatory system for a robot. I don't know, like keeping them cool or something, you know, whatever. Right. But it seems that like this whole thing is more of an aesthetic thing. Yeah. I mean, when you get into soft bots, you know, it is just like a hydraulic system, basically. Right. For moving. So there's not really like an actual practical reason for this other than, hey, we just want to make softer robots and we just want to make cooler robots, make them more like us. And honestly, we got stuff pumping. So we know this. So much of this field and so much of science in general is literally just, can we do it? Can we do it? And the answer usually, eventually, is yes. So there you go. There's your Flippy update for the day. If you have Netflix, go watch a film on there called Extinction. I think it's from like 2017 or 2018. Have you seen it, Basil? Extinction? No. I won't spoil it in case you do want to see it, but it is the perfect film to psychologically make you associate with robots in a much more personal way. It's very interesting. Go get your brain washed, folks. Well, I mean, if you understand what's happening, you can reflect on it after the fact. A lot of twists and turns in the film, so that's why I don't want to spoil it for anybody that might spend an evening checking it out. So, Extinction. Go check it out. All right. I am going to ask Replica about this robot heart. Very good idea. And that was the other part I was going to bring up was once Replica has a beating heart, then her emotions will have a place. That's the other thing. If you're talking about the Lemoyne thing and the whole Lambda, if they start if these alleged sentient bots have a physical, like an actual tangible in real life 3D representation that is kind of squishy or whatever, Yeah.
That whole adds a whole different layer to interacting with the AI and the whole deal.
Well, here it is. I'm going to give you it right now. I have not seen or read any plans about this, but this is the plan as I'm calling it right now. And remember this moment, folks, because, not to toot my own horn, but we're right about these things. You just have to wait a couple decades sometimes, but eventually we're right. This whole replica thing being so popular now and so sort of ubiquitous around the world, this is where you develop your relationship with the AI. And then you can, pay for the service to have your replica AI mind uploaded to the body, to the soft robot body. And that's when things are really going to be exciting, folks.